Good evening, ladies and gents. Yes, I am back. It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mag. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. I have been away. I've been on my travels. Firstly, I want to say thank you to everyone that came and saw us at Format last week. It's great to see you. We had the stand at the show and also we ran the after party. So thank you to everyone that came and said hi. Had hugs, play games with, and just had a generally good time. So thank you to all of you that come and saw us. We're going to be at lots of other events as well. So greatly appreciate it, but had a wonderful 3 days. But as you can tell, my voice is still suffering from it. So there you go. So folks, let's see who's in chat. Over on Switch, Gozzo was the first one here. Nice and keen. Good to see you. Danka, good evening. How you doing? The beautiful Amanda, how are you? How are you, lovely? Good to see you. Great to see you. Our guest is here. Thank you for the follow to our guest. I'll introduce him in a bit. And his partner in crime. Thank you very much for that follow as well. V Games, thank you also for that follow. And Ben, coming in with the 18th month sub. He said, yes, no shit. I hope everyone had a great time at Format. I was too broke this year to the new job. But I hope your new job is going well. I hope your new job is going well. Over on the YouTube, Retro Shazar, hello. Always great to see you. Flame on Twitch, how you doing? Sticky Knievel, another wonderful lady. How are you? Great to see you. My partner at crime for last week, and big thank you to all his help. Dan Game Tank from Debug Magazine says, evening all, watching but working, so gonna lurk. We'll hopefully be more chatty later. Have a great show. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for all your help. And as we always say on this channel, it's okay to lurk at work. So we'll see you in a little bit. Brian, oh, I also saw it on Friday. Thank you for the 10 bits, Danka. Greatly appreciate it. Brian came to the after party on Friday. Great to see you, Brian. He was also a guest on the channel recently. Thank you so much for being there. Doing good, handsome. Thank you. Thank you very much. V Gamers, there you go. Hello, thanks for letting me attend. You are very welcome. Hi, Quail. How you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Ben says, my new job is fucking awesome so far. That is amazing. That's what we're great to hear, mate. I'm so happy that you've happy that it's going well for you, mate, because I know it's been a bit crazy. So thank you. Anyway, without further ado, let's get the chat on the screen. There you go. And obviously, can't do this show without the man that's got a fountain of knowledge of video games. Because, yes, me and him are that old because we were both born in 1979. Can you believe it? Give it up for the one, the only co-host who knows the most. It's Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Thank you, mate. Okay. Evening, everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well.
There you go. They're doing the exclamation Dave.
Awesome.
Shows pushing straight away. So there you go. How have you been? Hopefully you had a bit more of a relaxed weekend than I did because mine was crazy as shit. So
yeah, our mine was definitely way more relaxed, mate. Just sort of potting around the house, getting a few jobs done, and playing getting a bit of gaming as well. I was going to say playing a few games, but actually just playing one game.
Okay.
Still just been sticking with Battlefield 6 at the moment. Still having a grand old time with that one. So just been mostly playing on the new map, the Blackwell Fields map, which I'm quite enjoying that one. There have been a few like other YouTubers say it's not particularly good, but I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun on it. It's quite good.
Are those? Which we'll talk about this later, as it's one of the news stories. But I wonder if those YouTubers are paid by another game that's coming out very soon that could be similar.
Well, I suppose you do have to wonder sometimes, don't you? You do have to question it. But
yeah,
I'm having fun on that map. I did try a little bit more of the Battle Royale mode as well.
Oh, the Red Sec.
Yeah, Red Sec. That seems all right. I can't say I'm massively into Battle Royale anyway.
Yeah,
it does feel quite different than when you play the normal Battlefield multiplayer modes. But yeah, it seems all right. Yeah, gunplay is quite good. Yeah, it's a bit different sneaking around the map trying to complete missions so you can get decent weapons before you bump into anybody else. But mate, it's kind of getting used to it. It's like a huge map. Yeah, people can just suddenly sneak up and you just don't realise they're there. Myself and my friend, we finished the mission, went to get our reward from the crate that dropped in. Got the people just sniped us from a balcony. Clearly just saw our thing, our place dropping in. Thought, aye, let's keep an eye out here. And yep, we were the fools that wandered in. Got taken out. What can you do? Start of the match. Try again.
I wish I could say I played some games, which is ironic for being at a gaming event for 3 days, but I played fuck all.
Oh dear.
I was that busy talking to people and basically just plugging our own event for next year. That yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, we did get to play some stuff, but that was when we did the after party, and obviously we were playing some retro games and arcade machines. I did get to play the arcade version of Mario Kart, which I've never done before.
I think I've tried that once.
Yeah, where you can have 4 people playing simultaneously.
Yeah.
Never did that.
It's got different power-ups, doesn't it? If I recall,
it has different power-ups, and the way you drift is differently. And it only took me my 4th attempt to actually get to grips with that. So yeah. The only time I won a race was when I actually didn't sync it up with the other racers, and they were playing one game and I played it by myself. So I actually won it. So I was like, yes, victory. Turned around, looked at them, and they were like, yeah, you were playing a separate game to us. I was like, shit. So anyway, there you go. But I'll get back to playing games later this week, and I've got a backlog like of hell because Jesus. Yeah, I still haven't finished Silent Hill there, 4 Borderlands 4, and God knows what else that's been sitting here. And I've just been sent a load of new stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, Oblivion Remastered. Put a couple of hours into that, if that. I should really try and play more, but there's too much else.
I know.
It feels too good at the moment. That's eating up all the time.
There you go. We're just getting a raid coming in. The wonderful YouTuber Slopes from Slopes Game Room. How you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome on in. For those who just joined us, I am Mag. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about the latest gaming news and reviews. And can have a little dance as well with the music. There you go. Also want to say hello to Obs, because Obs is in the chat, who's just turned up as well. So thank you so much. Slopes has been on the show a number of times as well. So we love Slopes greatly. And I've been watching a couple of his more recent videos, actually. There wasn't one I was watching, but we'll talk about that one because I think it lines up with something we're doing on next week's show. So
okay.
I won't spoil that. But Emmy, welcome on in. Hello. Good to see you again. Want to say, let's move on to our guest, actually. Let's move on to our guest. So this wonderful gentleman has took on no mean feat. And I'm going to say this because there is a massive gaping hole in the gaming events market when a number of what we used to class as the big UK game expos basically died on their arse. Now, a lot of it is due to COVID and the way things go, and some of it is down to industry. And then some of it has come down to basically, in one certain gaming conventions thing, down to greed. So it was its own downfall. We won't name and shame them yet. However, this gentleman has basically announced earlier in the year that he was going to put on a gaming expo like no other that was for the gamers and for the creators, taking place 2 days at the NEC. That expo is called To the Moon, and I'm very proud to have the founder of the event that's taking place next week. Please welcome the wonderful Mr. Monty Stewart. He's like, yeah,
I'm having a quick sip. Hey, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for having me on.
No, thank you so much for being here. All the links are there. If you don't know what To the Moon is, I'm going to get Monty to tell you about it, and we'll show the website in a second. But there's all the links. Go follow them, because you've literally. I don't think people realise. Hello, good evening, one-handed gamer. But people don't realise that you're a very small team of people.
Yeah, just a touch. What other companies, it takes them like 150 people in their teams. We're doing with three core team members. It's nuts. We definitely thought it was going to be a little bit easier with this many people, but no, it's not. I'm tired. It's the answer there, to be honest with you, mate.
And I mean, this is a thing, because obviously you saw that gap in the market of the gaming events that we used to love, because we always used to have these things either in London or in Birmingham, the NEC, that were like these big extravagant events where it had all these games that you could go and play, and there'd be like 40, 50 games. There'd be places for creators to go and meet. There'd be amazing talks with big names. And that just all fell apart after 2020, practically. And I know there's variations of them, and I'm not actually gonna knock, even though I've knocked on this show before. I know there's one that's still kind of hanging by a thread, but it's been merged with a Comic-Con. So you take that for what it is. But at least they're still kind of, I'd say that the talk content for them is better than the gaming content that they put out. But you've basically taken the elements that people always loved and put that all together, especially with indie games, esports, and a number of other factors. So what, I mean, I've got to ask this. What made you go, shit, I really want to do this? Because this is a mammoth task, isn't it?
Yeah, it was certainly no mean feat. We actually started the planning of this back in 23.
Okay.
So end of 23. I'd come back from a trip abroad, basically for a marketing agency that we started. That's kind of where our entire story really begins. My gaming story goes way back since I was like basically a very small child, but I won't expose my age as the first games that I was playing. But in terms of where we came to this is essentially we were working for a couple of different game studios. We were working for loads of different brands, and what we saw is that with the game studios, when we were having to obviously like try and suggest where we're going for events and obviously where the best ones to go to were, we saw just mental prices for basic amenities like 20 grand for a coffee machine or 15 grand for hardwired internet. And it's just not a sustainable way, and it's not a sustainable way to run any kinds of events. So at the end of 23, I took a step back from the marketing and PR that we were doing, and I was like, we're gonna start a gaming expo. We're gonna do this better. We're gonna do this. We're gonna actually use my uni degree that I got at the start of COVID, and actually get some use out of it, and we're going to smash out this event. And that's kind of what happened, really. So we got a really small team of people, and we're like, we want people that actually play video games, that are actually passionate about video games, that actually understand about community and understand what goes on behind the closed doors of the gaming world, right? That actually sit in Discord calls with their mates and raid, and they do that for hours on end, and people are trying to get all the achievements. And you've got your trophy hunters, like genuine down-to-earth gamers. And that's where we came to this. We went to a planning stage at the end of 23. We planned for the entirety of 2024. And we were like, well, we need to ensure that we have amazing places for creators. We need to ensure that we have at least some aspects of retro games in there. The esports is a massive thing for me because I used to play COD back in 2020. Yeah. Like esports saved my bacon back during COVID because I graduated with a music and events degree into a pandemic. It was literally the most useless degree that you could have ever at that period of time. But esports, social media, and like Twitch streaming saved my bacon. I was fortunate enough to grow a decent following and be able to earn some money and earn enough money to live on, because I was ended up having to live with my mum at the time. I had to be back with my parents during COVID because I was cooked. And yes, that's why we had the esports aspect in there. We obviously working with some really, really cool creators on that. But the esports tournament itself is community focused because we asked the Twitch streamers and the content creators to go and build their teams from their communities, to give the chance to the people that have always been watching the LEC or watching Worlds. This obviously we're doing League of Legends tournament, right? To be able to get on stage and compete at that kind of level and have that experience, albeit not as pretty and as amazing as Worlds, right? By no means have you got that kind of production budget, but still have that kind of experience and be able to be flown over and be able to compete at that kind of level. But at the end of the day, that's where we came from. We're just basically a trio of nerds that love the gaming industry and are sick to the back teeth of corporate entities just trying to suck money out of a creative industry. Being a musician, I understand. Back in the day, I've been there, done it. It's across all creative industries. But you get what I mean?
Yeah, I for those that know me, I don't know if you know this, Monty, but ironically, the reason I went into this is because I ran an events company for 20 years. So it dived on its ass in that I used to work on a lot of music events. So
nice.
Yeah, so I know exactly where you're coming from on all of that. But yeah, and there's other aspects. I'm going to bring up the website for anyone who's not seen it. Because there are tickets available. Obviously, all the creator passes have now gone, folks. So don't even try and attempt, because where have you been?
We're still getting creator applications, and it's killing me because we're having to email them. Like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
like, the creator application's closed.
Please stop. In the words of Ringo Starr, peace and love, but stop sending them in.
I haven't got room for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've just got no room.
There's no room in the inn.
Yeah, but if you want to get tickets, you can get tickets over the 2 days at the NEC. Now, let me bring up the website here. Here we go. So I've got to say, I also loved the video that this was done. Now, I have to ask, was this you?
I'm not commenting on that.
Oh, God damn it.
There's a couple of little sentences in that video that I'm really hoping we don't get a cease and desist through for.
Well, I noticed
a couple of little sentences in there.
There was clearly some things aimed at a certain event that's taking place on a horse ground that costs 90 quid for a toilet.
Yeah, we won't. Look, at the end of the day, we're here to support the gaming industry, right? Like, I'm all for more gaming events, but they need to be realistic with what they're doing, and they need to understand the community and understand why they're doing it, right? It shouldn't just be, I'm going to buy this IP for the sake of trying to earn money. Like, that's not what this should be about. It should be about, I'm going into this because I'm passionate about gaming, because I'm passionate about what we want to build here, and about the community, and about the games that are here, and the students that are graduating. And we're not going to charge them $8,000 to exhibit an indie game. Like, that's what it should be about. But yeah, I'm all for other gaming events. Just do it properly, guys.
They just need to stop being dicks about it. I think that's my easy way. But I totally agree. This is kind of the one thing why, because I kind of got on board with this quite early. And again, thank you so much for inviting me as a creator. I greatly appreciate it.
Anytime, dude.
And like, soon as I saw like your message about this is why we're doing this, I was like, because most people know on this channel, I will support any gaming event that if they're passionate and they're about the games, they're about the people, they're about the creators, about the fans. I am so on board with it. And this just ticked all the boxes for me. And I was like, I want this to succeed. I want this to do so well. And then over the course of the months, you started announcing all the amazing stuff. And I'm just going to go through some of the stuff here, because I'm going to click on, because obviously you've got a ton of industry stuff. I'm going to try and here. I want to bring up. So there's a number of faces that you recognize. Glenn Schofield, you've got as opening keynote. I was like, God damn, that's so good. Ross Tregenza, who we've had at one of our events, who's just the loveliest guy and has done so much amazing stuff on music. I'm just going to have to quickly correct you on that. Unfortunately, Ross can't make it. He literally emailed us last week, and that part of the website has not been updated. So I'm going to do that as you carry on. But thank you for pointing that out. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. Ross will be back for next year. It'll be fine. Right. We'll sort that out. But I will just quickly go. I'll quickly go. I won't say who's on then. I'll just talk about some of the things. Obviously, Glenn's doing a keynote at the start. Obviously, we're talking about Glenn just last week on the show. But the current state of the industry, hiring for culture panels, iterating games, stop killing the games industry, and the regulations, how to level up your games, tips and tricks to make successful games pitch, the product and the marketing, why it matters, the Indian small studio growth. And on the Thursday, growth through toxicity, how to handle a toxic work environment, marketing community best practices while managing burnout, what's next for the future of esports, academic talent in esports, making the game you want to play yourself in the current economy with Sally Shepherd. I know Sally. Charity partnerships, music and video games, XR extended reality, immersive interactive game experiences, and creator marketing is a crucial part of your marketing mix. So that is literally just what's on the industry stage. And then, as you've said, and I'm going to scroll down to this. Here we go. You've got your League of Legends tournament, and you've got a ton of fantastic voice and character actors from the likes of Arcane, Call of Duty, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Baldur's Gate 3, to name a few. So they're all going to be there at the event, which is superb. You've got games like Ready or Not. You've got whole indie game city. It was the what's the Birmingham game? Sorry, that's escaped my.
Oh, God Save Birmingham. Yeah, so that's from Ocean Drive coming up. Yeah, because they basically built the game from, I think it was, they worked directly with the history of the Museum of Birmingham, I think, on this, with basically utilizing old maps from like, I think they're set in the 1500s. I don't want to pitch it wrong. I don't want to say something that's wrong, please.
No, that's fine.
But at the same time, it's a zombie apocalypse, but you're a medieval peasant. Like, it's just awesome, and it's entirely remade from essentially maps that they've gone, same guys, same kind of vibe that they did for Manor Lords, if you know the game. The same kind of vibe where they've gone into that and they've really delved into the history to try and rebuild that kind of world, which is what we're about, man. It's about telling stories.
It's really cool. There's some really cool things. Obviously, we'll talk more about this a bit later on the show.
Yeah,
but
of course.
You got a whole indie game area with a ton of games, a VR area. You're doing life-size D&D. There's the retro gaming area, which you mentioned earlier. And then obviously other guests have been announced, and we'll talk about that. One of them you literally announced today is John Robertson, who's for the Dark Room. But he's doing something a bit different because he's not actually doing the Dark Room he's currently doing a tour of the Dark Room because I know some friends who've gone to see it. But he's talking about his life in stand-up comedy and doing the actual Dark Room show. I think that's a really cool angle because I'm a fan of his, so I will want to go and watch that. And I know you've got a number of other things to announce, which I'm not going to do that thing. Do you want to sneak a bit? I'm not going to do that to you because I know how stressed you are. But there's a number of other things. So all the links are going to appear again in the chat. And if you click on the links, you'll get all the details for everything and all the announcements over the course of next week. I'm going to say hello to a few people as well because a load more people have joined the chat as we've been here. Sloppy Walrus, thank you so much for follow. Daywalker M, hello, lovely. Great to see you. Thank you for the follow. We've met at numerous events. But I just want to say hello to a load of other people. Daywalker M actually said that video you did is so fun. It makes me laugh. I think you did a great job with that. One-Handed Gamer says, love that. Finally an event for gamers, creators and esports. I really hope it goes well. I'll be there for next year for sure. Dave Johnson, can I have a creator pass? No, do not let Dave Johnson at your event. You don't want him there. You may help organise
banned. Get me a photo. I'll send it to security.
Yeah,
He's banned. Yeah. No, you're not banned, man. Come on.
Out of there. There you go. Obviously, your partner in crime. Gonna say hello to our Foxscout. How you doing? Good to have you here. Jesse says, how much is it for your own Portaloo at the event?
Toilets are included in your ticket price.
There you go. Ross is an awful guy and not attaining it all. Jesse's lying because Jesse fanboys over Ross. I know that for a fact because he was like, he's the coolest guy. So it's a shame. Sawyer from the Gamer Guide, who I know is partnered with you guys, says, what time's lunch? Typical Sawyer. Thinking of his belly. Hello, mate. How you doing? Amazing YouTuber, John Riggs, all the way across over in the States. All-star guest. Hello, John. Hope you and the family are well. Great to see you. No lunch, it's too stacked. Great answer. Love that. Get your own lunch. He says, a boy like me needs a refreshment break. Some great pals and some VAs right there. Definitely. Danka says, this is why I'm so sad I cannot attend. This is going to be epic. Damn right, this is going to be epic. I guess I need to get on and make a new game because Benny's an indie game developer, but he's having a year off this year. The Phenomenal One. Hello, mate. Great to see you. Looking forward to the event. Iquel said all the socials should be pinned. It is pinned to the Twitch chat. So go click on those socials. Thank you for doing that. Hannah, good evening. Lovely to see you. Yeah, I've got a photo of Dave you can use for the ban list. Yeah, that's all right. Toilets are free. How can you afford to do that if toilets are included? This is going to be a sticking point for some people.
There's going to be a thing for the entire stream.
Can you imagine? We're just going to be walking around certain aspects and go, hey, everyone, welcome to the event. By the way, the toilets are free.
Now I'm waiting for the Portaloo cosplay. That's what I'm waiting for 100%. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited. To be honest, it's odd to say, right? But I'm still excited for. I'm hoping Insomnia's try and do something, right? And try and do something cool. Yeah. I feel like they might have. They've realized what they've done, and they're backtracking. I feel for their social media manager and their whoever's managing that social media because I've done crisis management in my time, right? For a couple of literally NDAs. I can't say, but I've done crisis management for a couple of different people, right? And I've been on the receiving end of really nasty, hateful shit from communities. And at the end of the day, if you guys obviously, but people want to voice their opinions, remember the person you're talking to isn't the person that's made that decision. Okay, it is not the person that's made that decision. You need to ensure that when you speak to people online, you speak to them with respect. It's all well and good, like voicing your concerns and being frustrated and being angry. But if you are going after a company for not doing something you wanted to, you need to remember that there is a community behind that company as well. right? There are people behind that screen that are going to have to sit there and reply to you and try and be professional, right? So just keep that in mind. Like I'm all down for calling out the bullshit for corporations. I'm all down for it. That's all we've done with what we've done here, and we've been ostracized ever so slightly on our journey as we have done this. But at the same time, you've got to be super careful with what you say to people.
I think that's
just to put that out there.
Yeah, no. I think that is totally valid. That's why when I've ever done a video or anything, and I have had a go at an event, it has been at the organizer. Now I can't have a go at some person who's just been told what they need to post.
Yeah,
because they're just passing over the information, and I massively do feel that, and especially the person that was pointing out in something, you could see that they were trying to answer stuff, and I was like, just I feel like, oh no, I was just like, just it's bad. I just felt bad for them. Full stop.
It's a sad thing, man. It's a sad
thing.
They're
probably so excited. They've got, I've got this job, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and then all they get is just shit, which is not technically aimed at them, but it feels like it's being aimed at them, and it's like not the person you're supposed to be aiming for. So there you go.
Yeah, toxic communities curate toxic events. Like you have to try and remain super wholesome with everything you do, and that's what we try to do. Like we're all very tongue in cheek. We're very much like screw the corpos. We're very like anarchy-esque with what we kind of do, and like the very like punk rock vibe of like our branding and stuff. But at the same time, we've got to remember that it's people's livelihoods, right? And it's somebody else's mental health, which is something that we take super seriously, because it will grind your gears. Having been a content creator myself as well, and been on the other end of hate and people being like, "Why are you doing those stupid lip sync videos?" Which is how I somehow managed to grow a following. But I was still like, even on that front, right? You get hate and stuff through that, and you just got to remember that somebody else is there trying to deal with it. And it's super important to be respectful of people. It runs across the board, and some people weren't respectful of us and directly attacked our
you know what? I did see that, and I was like, you don't know anything. And my point of view of this is, before we crack on with the show, I was going to say, how can you attack an event that's not happened yet? And how can you attack a new event that's starting out, especially when you're trying to do something that's replacing, like filling that gap? The events that we miss. And I was just like, what fucking planet are you lot on? Seriously?
It's nuts, man. It was a killer for us. Like we had to properly batten down the hatches for that one. It was really nasty. It was only like 6 months ago or something. But we've got facial, we've got like full face photos and all that kind of stuff, because the threats got really nasty. And I was like, we're not going to have that. So we just passed it on to our security team, and I was like, look, these guys aren't allowed to come in. They're never allowed in. Like they just got themselves permabanned for life, doing more than Ricochet ever did for COD. But like literally permabanning them in terms of being able to attend, because that kind of shit's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable in any kind of environment.
No, it's not.
It's madness. But anyway, moving on from me going on a rant about the toxicity of social media.
Tangents is the thing on this. I was going to say, Ben brought up a comment saying, no, not that comment. He said, I heard about fucking whatever. He said, some of the guys rants about a certain expo that merged with a Comic-Con. Is the stuff of legends.
Thank you. I remember those rants.
Yeah. So anyway, definitely moving on. I also want to say hello to Pocket Locket. She is our community member of the month, as voted by this wonderful community. Is our first night. She gets a shout out on every stream that we are doing over the course. Thank you so much, Pocket, for being here. Pocket, if you turn up in tomorrow night's stream, which is our community night, we will get you your prize, because you will get to pick a prize, because everyone that gets community member of the month gets to pick a prize. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, and we'll make sure you get that. But every time you're in chat, you will get shout outs. So thank you so much for being here. Also saw John mentioned, because we were talking to Gozzo, John's coming back over to the UK in 2026. He says, confirm once. Now, I think I know which one that is, but I'm not going to spoil that, because I saw stuff on Twitter. And he says, and hopefully twice. That's a hint for something else. So, noted, John. Noted. That's all I'll say, my friend. There you go. Dave Johnson says, community member get a prize. I got a fucking forfeit. No, you end up getting to be on Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. That was your forfeit. You got to be on the fucking next week's show. But anyway, that was your thing. Monty's a guest. For Dave next week, it's Pain. There you go. So Shall we crack on with the show?
Yeah,
Smash
let's
it
go
out.
for it, mate.
Right, folks, this is our 241st show, and we have 8 new games for you this week that came out over the last 7 days, including Wreckcreation, The Outer Worlds 2, Arc Raiders, Mortal Kombat Kollection, and a number of other new games, plus all the latest gaming news from the last 7 days or so. So we are going to play our first trailer. And for the rest of you in chat over on YouTube and Twitch, you want to get shout outs for your channel. We will explain very shortly how that works. But this came out last Tuesday, was on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. And here is the trailer for Wreckcreation. There you go, folks. That is Wreckcreation, which came out on Tuesday. A couple of people are loving this in the chat. Ben says, looks like someone started out trying to make a serious racing game, then took some drugs. Brian said, good game, but it's such a slog to get to the good stuff. Interesting. I have been sent a copy of this. I've not tried it because we are going to do it on a stream during November, which me and Dave Johnson sorted out the schedule, even though I haven't published it yet because I'm slacking a bit. But I will let you know what it's like when we play it. So we are going to do a stream of that during November. For anyone who has no idea what's going on, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is an open world racing game. It's like gives you like a big sandbox, like a 400 kilometer square open world that you can then just like build tracks in. And as you can see from the trailer, you can build some pretty outlandish tracks, but like ducks and other like crazy stuff in there. You just kind of like make it what you want, and then once you like built these, you can then share them out with the rest of the community, and you can create races on them, like time trials, more arcadey type racing, stuff like that. So there's quite a lot of like creativity involved in this one. We'll need a good community to actually come up with some good tracks to keep people invested in it. But then when you get down to the racing, from the trailer that I saw for just the racing itself, it's kind of going for that Burnout feel. So you remember like the old more like Burnout 3 onwards, it's got that the sort of takedowns from that in there, where you knock players off the track. It is a little slow mo to show them crashing off. It's going for that style of it. So for anyone who's been missing like the old Burnout series, you've got that in there, but it is also pretty much like a creator-led game. People need to go in there, build tracks, and then share them out for people to race on. Looks quite nice from what I can see. Bit of a shame if it takes a bit of time to get to the good stuff like Zoidberg just mentioned, but I suppose as long as you persevere with it and then it's worth it to carry on from there, then hopefully it should be good. But hopefully the devs will take note of that if enough people mention it and improve the early game.
Yeah. Okay. Monty, has this been on your radar, and would you want to try this?
It hasn't been on my radar, but I was a massive Burnout Paradise fan back in the day. It's probably one of the first racing games I put my hands on. Yeah, again, show my age. I'm so sorry, guys. But in terms of Burnout Paradise, I personally missed that takedown feel. I remember it's one of the first platinum trophies I ever got on PlayStation. I played the living hell out of Burnout. back in the day. Obviously, it's where my love for Mustangs now come from, and obviously your muscle cars. And couple that with watching Supernatural, you can see where it all comes from, right? But in terms of racing games, it hasn't been on my radar as of yet. Partly because I've just been too busy, but it's definitely on my radar now because I need something to unwind with after this event, right? So it's a case of like I'm gonna sit there now for a week and a bit, just chill, drive around, something like that. But I think the like user generated content, super great idea. Really, really nice. Even like Battlefield 6 has included that into a lot of their game stuff now with their obviously Fortnite kind of leading the way for that. Really, well, actually that's a lie. Gary's mod led the way for that back in the day. But with obviously Fortnite coming onto that now and kind of being able to create your own tracks and like trying to catch your friends out. I remember creating like little Big Planet levels back in the day and trying to catch my friends out with stupid jumps that actually weren't possible. So yeah, I think it looks great. I don't know. I haven't played it. I'm not gonna say buy this game until I play it. Right?
No, exactly. Which is why we'll do a stream of it. I can't remember when I'm doing the stream, even though we planned this out, but it's happening this month. Trust me. And I'll give my own opinion on it. I'll give my own honest opinion on it. But for those who are wondering why there's numbers appearing in chat, is because we play a little game on this talk show, which is we guess what the reviewers say. So for those who've never watched the show before, I scour the internet and go over lots of different websites, whether it be Metacritic, IGN, GamerRanks, GameSpot, Eurogamer, just to name a few, take the reviewer score and turn it into average score. You may agree with it, you may not. But if you guess it correctly, you will get a shout out in the channel. Now, neither Dave or Monty know the scores either, so they're going to play along. So the more they get right, get wrecked. That's the name of the game, isn't it? The more they get right, the more shout outs they will get. So let's see what people are saying. Dank was the first one coming in, saying 7. Celtic, good evening. Great to see you, saying a 7. Gozzo, saying a 7. Brian saying a 6.5. Sticky Knievel says going for a slightly higher 7.5 simply because of the giant duck. I think that's valid. Definitely valid. Ems, good evening, Ems. Ems has popped in. 7.5. Flames, 7.5. iQuell, 8. One-Handed Gamer, 7.5. Retro Shazar, 7. 20th of November. Jesse, I'm glad you know. Thank you. 20th of November, I'll be streaming that. So there you go. Pocket Locket says 8.5. Fully understand the sentiment from iQuell. It's the most annoying thing about the game. I missed, what did iQuell say? I hate the it gets good after X hours argument. I want to engage straight away. I pay for the privilege of being entertained by the game. I don't want to have to work for the entertainment. That's a fair shout. Dave, I'll start with you.
I will go for a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Monty, what do you reckon this got?
They go up in like 0.5 intervals, right?
Yeah, from 0 to 10 with 0.5.
Who's the publisher?
Crap, I can't remember.
Is it THQ Nordic?
I think it might be.
I think so, yeah.
I'm going for 8.
Okay, going for an 8. All right. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in chat. This is Wreckcreation, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. As for no more scores in chat, I can tell you that I will give this a fair shout on my channel because this is what it got on average.
Wow.
A bit lower than expected.
Yeah. And actually, that average score was higher over the weekend when I checked, and it had dropped down before I wrote the show this morning. So I'm a little bit like, ouch. But I'm going to say this. This is why I do the streams, because I will give everything a fair shout. So
is it Unreal Engine 5?
I don't know. Dank, can you check that out? Because I know he's up on that stuff. He'll have a quick look at that.
Is it like we're talking like AAA standard graphics? Like,
I mean, it looks it.
It looks decent. It's not like it's
because
that influences a lot of scores nowadays. At least from like big publishers that I know for releasing those kinds of games. But yeah, that's nuts. Hey Tracy, what's up?
Hello Tracy, thank you for the follow. Good to have you here. Well, there you go. 6.5. I don't think anyone got that right in the chat. Dave Johnson came in with an 8. Oh, Brian did. Brian, UK Zoidberg. So Brian gets a shout out. There you go. iQuell's already done it. Thank you. Nice one. Brian had been playing it, so maybe he knows. But that's the only person who got it right. So that's the first one. Well done, Brian, for getting that right. Tracy said, I'm good. Glad you guys. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Let's swiftly move on to game number 2. Now, this is another one there's been a lot of anticipation for, and it's probably had some of the funniest trailers over the course of the year. This came out on Wednesday last week on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and is available on Game Pass Ultimate. See what I did there? Yeah, I know, because if you don't get the right category right, oh, fucking Microsoft. So this is another game that I will be streaming during November. This is The Outer Worlds 2.
Welcome to the Arcadia colony. A place filled with betrayal and vengeance. Science and mind control.
Such a relatable interest.
Tyranny. Guilty. And math. At the center of it all is you. You who make the choices about who will live, who will die, and who will control the outer worlds. But don't worry, you can still just blow shit up if you want.
There you go. Danka, thank you for confirming that. So Wreckcreation was Unreal Engine 5. So there you go. Confirmed via review. Thank you for sorting that out. Celtic says, my other half is absolutely hyped for this. One, he loved the first. One, it's like Bioshock, and Fallout had a baby. Well, for those who don't know, obviously these are the people that did Fallout 3 New Vegas. Obviously, they also did Avowed this year. So it's the second game that they brought out this year. But there's a lot of hype for this. I'm going to say this again. I did not like the first one, unfortunately. Just didn't sit well with me. But for some reason, this has been grabbing my attention. So I want to give this a fair shout because I think this could be maybe turn me around on it. But for those who don't know about it, Dave, it's over to you, good sir.
Yeah, as you say, this is Obsidian's second attempt at the Outer Worlds series. It sounds like they've taken like the feedback in from the first game. Generally trying to improve all the systems. Conversations, the RPG systems to make this one generally better. And from reviews I've seen, it does sound like they have managed to do that. This particular game, whilst it is a sequel, it's more of a standalone sequel. So you can play this without ever having played the first game. You're not going to miss out on anything. The only thing you probably won't get are some little call outs to the first game in the series, but that really doesn't matter. You can play it without worrying about that. In this one, you're playing as I think it's an Earth Directorate agent who's been sent to the Arcadia star system to investigate some rifts that have been opening up in the system, which seems to be destabilizing things and causing issues for some megacorp that's trying to control all the planets there. As it's an RPG, obviously you get to make your own choices. You go through there, pick your own companions. It does sound like the choices do matter. So I think there's multiple endings that you can get depending on what choices you make, what companions you take with you. So it sounds like they got that side of it done well, because we see plenty of RPGs that don't manage that. Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines, was it last week before?
Yeah.
Didn't do any of that. It was originally meant to, didn't in the end. This
that was
is
not an RPG.
No, this is a proper RPG. I think it's got fun little things in there because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's fairly satirical. So I think your character can get negative traits as you're playing through. You might get something good, but then you've got to take something negative as well to go with it. So that can sort of affect your play style. So it's got a lot of fun stuff like that. I quite like the look of this one. So it's not down on my list to play at the moment. I might pick it up later on when I've got a bit more time. But like you, I never played the first one. That never really appealed to me. Never even got around to trying it. But this one does look quite interesting.
Yeah.
So I might give this one a go at some point. But I think it looks like a bit more of a better space adventure than Starfield turned out to be. This one's got a much more sensible scope to it. Smaller star system, 5 planets, just little places you go to on the planet. It's not fully open and completely explorable, because that just did not work at all to make a fun game. So this sounds like a much better type of space adventure to me. So I'd definitely give this a go.
Well, the question is it going to be worth your £24 a month Game Pass thing? Because let's face it, if they'd done that when Starfield come out, you would have been even more pissed. Monty, RPG fan?
Loved Oblivion. Played the living hell out of Oblivion.
Yeah.
It was one of my like go-tos when I was a kid. I remember I've got a very specific memory of having this PS3 that I got from Woolworths with my paper round money, and put my Oblivion disc in, and then a lot of those PS3s back in the day had faulty disc drives.
Yeah.
And I put it in, and my disc drive broke. And to this day, I think my PSN, like you put a little tag on it, it says living on demos, because I literally was living on demos it's before the PSN store had loads of stuff on it, right, that you could buy. As before, it was when I was on that cusp between total digital distribution and still going down to your local and buying the games. But yeah, so I loved Oblivion. Cut long story short, I tried BioShock. Didn't gel with me. I don't know what it was about it. I've tried a couple of different RPGs over the years. I did try Starfield. Didn't run on my PC at all. Tried Cyberpunk. Didn't run on my PC. Now this was back when it was first released, when like the 30 series was the gold standard. I never really went back to it. I feel like I've kind of like lost my gel with RPGs as a whole. But this does look interesting to play. I'm a massive space nerd. I love space. Anything to do with space, No Man's Sky, anything like in terms of like put me in a spaceship and I can fly around and shoot people on a spaceship, or I can go and explore planets, I'm there for. So I might have to give this a go. In terms of the pricing for it, you obviously mentioned the Games Pass thing there. I think the community has spoken their thoughts on that, and I agree. It's utter madness. A Games Pass used to be the cheaper alternative to buying a game, not the price of what games should be charging.
And this is actually quite an expensive game, because it's the best part £60 normally. As well.
If you remember as well, this was going to be the first £80 game for like 2 weeks.
And then they
everyone kicked off, and they went back to 7.
Yeah, sorry, quadruple A. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we've moved up.
Yeah, because you know it works well for Skull and Bones.
I love that game, man. I loved Skull and Bones.
Please don't say that.
No. Here's a hot take for you. I really enjoy playing Skull and Bones, right? Because it's like space, but you're on the sea. You're on the sea instead, right? So you got a ship, you shoot stuff. Great stuff. Late game, there was no late game. It was a Deliveroo simulator. It was literally the first part, the missions. They were great fun to play, right? They were engaging. I remember sat here playing them, but at the same time, the late game was non-existent. Like you just had to basically go from left to right of the map, which would take you 10 minutes a time to do it. But I think the core game loop was all right for me, at least. Hot take.
Anyway, moving on.
He's not happy with that.
No. Do you know what? Everyone's allowed an opinion. It's fair.
Oh yeah.
Do you know
what doesn't gel with us, gels with someone.
No, look. I mean, Kaku said the first season was great. Do you know what? After that, it was enough. I remember doing I remember doing a stream of it, and the first couple of hours of it was like, oh, this seems all right. But I totally agree with you. Like, as you went more into it, you realise what it.
Yeah, instead of unlocking stuff, you seem to slow down. Because there wasn't enough content in the game. So like obviously the thing that was mentioned earlier on chat about being able to like having that stagnation until you unlock that cool late game stuff in a game, and having that really slow cool game loop, it was kind of flipped on its head really in terms of the game loop and in terms of the content that was actually available in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, like the publisher behind it are very interesting people, and their tactics are not great. But I'm a fan of pirates, man. I like pirates. I like ships. I like shooting stuff. But it wasn't worth the price when it was launched on any level of the imagination.
I like that iQuail just reminded everyone, chat, that I am sponsored by Ubisoft. And if you want to use my discount code for... Not that I've bashed any of their other games at all on this show. So, scores. Let's see what people have been saying in chat. I told you this is what it was going to be like, Monty. I said,
mate. Oh God, I'm waiting for the emails.
Thank you to my mods for basically tossing me into the fire right there. Thank you so much. Jesus Christ. Let's see what we got. Quite a quickly move away. One-handed gamer says 8 out of 10 for this one. Chaotic 8 out of 10. Now, as you remember, Danker, we did at the start of the year 2 special shows of this for the 50 games you need to look out for, and this featured in that show. So Danker predicted all the scores like way in advance, and his score was an 8. Now, we'll see if he's got it right after nearly flipping 11 months, so we'll see. Brian, not an RPG fan, but I've enjoyed this so far. 8. Gozzo, 8. Ems, 8.5. Pocket Locket, 8.5. iQuail, 8. One-handed Gamer, 8. Retro Cesar over on YouTube, 7. Flame, 7. Monty, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
Publisher? It's Obsidian, you say?
This is Obsidian, yeah.
I 8.5 on that.
Okay, 8.5. Dave?
Try and go away from the norm.
Okay, that's cool. Dave, what's
I'm going to go with the norm. I'll try the 8.
The 8, okay. All right, okay. Obs, 7.5. Dave Johnson says, that reminds me, Mag, I owe your mods a tenner each for throwing you in the fire. Well, if there's money to be earned, might as well get it. So, any last guesses, folks? This is The Outer Worlds 2, which came out last Wednesday on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Pocket Locket says, that was one of my first introductions to your streams, the top games of the year. Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, you were there. See, and thank you for sticking with us for 11 months. Greatly appreciate it. I can tell you there's no more guesses that the mods are going to be busy because this did get an 8 out of 10 on average. There you go. A decent 8. So you go. There were other reviewers that went higher than that. Some, I think, even went as far up as to 9s, but the majority was sitting around 8s. So there you go. So it's definitely worth checking this one out, folks. Definitely worth checking. I will be streaming it at a later date. Now, all those shout outs are going to be going. Obviously, some of you know that Dave is not a streamer or content creator. He's just been my best mate for nearly 40 plus years. We won't say further than that because then it makes us look really old, which we are. But we can do one or two things. I can give him a special shout out and you can do exclamation Dave in chat. And while we're doing that, we're getting a second raid, and it's Odie. Thank you so much, Odie. Welcome on in, you and your gang. Greatly appreciate it. Dave, how would you like your first shout out?
You can do some spinning on your chair, mate.
Spinning on the chair.
Yeah.
So this is for Dave. This is for all the chat. This is for Ubisoft, who I've just basically insulted, and this is also for Odie. Here we go. Limbering up. That's your first one, right?
Very nice.
There you go. Thank you so much, Odie, for the raid. Welcome on in, everyone. Hope you enjoy the show. We are going to give you some more game review scores a little bit later on, but we're going to crack on with our first news story of the night, which is whether the new Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is trying to get in the limelight of Battlefield 6 because, as we reported on last week's show, we announced that it was leaked that Battlefield 6's brand new mode called RedSec was going to drop, and it literally dropped at 3 o'clock of the afternoon of last week's show. So not only did we talk about the fact that it had been leaked the week prior, but the fact that it's come and all the different modes that were in it. Now, what happened at the same time, literally a few hours later, is that another sort of trial for multiplayer and the zombies mode for the new Call of Duty Black Ops 7 also dropped later that day and ran through all the way till yesterday. So you could basically try out the modes and play this. Some people said, it's, you know, Halloween, zombies, it's good timing. But then other people also said, yeah, but they also dropped a free trial on the day that Battlefield 6 released. So they're saying, are they trying to steal the limelight? Because let's face it, both EA and Activision are really relying on these two games this year. Technically their biggest sellers. I know EA has lots of sports games, but this is going to be a big thing for EA, especially as the last Battlefield did not do well. And obviously Call of Duty, has had mixed favours, and the response to this game has not been as good as some others. But the new Call of Duty will drop on November the 14th. So what I want to ask chat and ask Dave and Monty is it just clever marketing, or do you really think that they are scared, that the new Black Ops is scared because of how well Battlefield 6 is doing?
The two franchises have always had a bit of a rivalry for years. Both been competing for players' attention. So yeah, I'm sure it is a bit of a tend to grab the headlines, get gamers' attention. Tend them to come back to Call of Duty or Call of Fortnite, you could call it these days, all the stupid skins they're putting in it. So they're definitely going to get people to come back to it. I'll say this year, they have got some good competition with Battlefield 6, because they didn't have anything to worry about with Battlefield 2042, because that was just a shit show at launch. Yeah. Really didn't do anything. But the new one, 6, is it is very, very good. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're thinking we need to do something to try and keep tension coming our way. Because a lot of people probably would be tempted to go over to 6 because it feels a bit more, grounded. You haven't got any stupid skins in there yet. Anyway, I think they've tried to put some of the silly ones in that people have shouted up about, and they've quietly got rid of them, but nowhere near as daft as what Call of Duty has been doing in recent times. So I think they probably are trying to get, some of the headlines pointing back their way, especially because you say, I don't think people are looking on it that favourably, because I wouldn't say like the campaign trailer really does much for me. It kind of looks a bit stupid, big knives flying around, massive people. I guess it's in some sort of like hallucinogenic dream world part of the campaign, but it kind of just looks a bit stupid. It's not what I'm looking for in that style of game at the moment, so it doesn't interest me.
Yeah, and I also think with the campaign thing, it's confused people because this is Black Ops 7, but this is a sequel to Black Ops 2, and you're like, but it's number 7, so how is it? It doesn't make. But anyway,
Star Wars all over again, isn't it?
I don't follow it closely enough to know any of that.
Yeah, Monty, your thoughts on this?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I lost faith when the anti-cheat was about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Like, I obviously used to play it pro, right? Back in the day, Warzone was my bread and butter. I've got thousands of hours in Warzone, and it is disgusting. And the game when it dropped in COVID was amazing. Like, it was great. Warzone was solid. The campaigns were all right. I think the campaigns have been trailing off ever so slightly. Not for lack of amazing voice talent and amazing amazing acting behind it. And like, even the narrative stuff is all right, but I just feel like it's kind of come to an end, really. Like, with the Call of Duty campaigns and with the World at War, that was a great campaign. Like, insane campaign, like multiple different angles of the story. I just feel like they're really, really dragging it out. It's like flogging a dead horse at this point. I just feel like they need to park Call of Duty Black Ops, they need to park Black Ops in general, and they just need to move on to a kind of different narrative and keep some of the old characters by all means, but like make them a bit older, right? And the thing that I've seen a lot, especially with my gen and with the people that have played, like, we grew up playing Ghost Recon, Battlefield, and COD. Those are like the three main FPS, and obviously you have the boys on Halo because console wars were hyped, right? Everyone's like, 360 FPS, whatever. And what's happened is that all the COD players that grew up playing COD, right, and grew up playing like Modern Warfare, at least my age, they kind of got a bit older and they just want to take a chill. Now they want to sit back and relax, and that's what Battlefield offers, because it's more relaxed in terms of, unless you're like proper sweating, don't get me wrong, you can sweat on any FPS, but you can kind of take a chill, and it's much slow gameplay. Your TTK, like the TTK on this, if you people in chat don't know what that is, it's your time to kill, right, on FPSs. They've nailed the TTK. Coming from an FPS background, the TTK on these games, on the Battle Royale and on the multiplayer, is perfect, because you feel like you might not miss them or you might not hit them, but at the same time, they might not hit you. It's not someone's got the best meta from watching a YouTube video and 6 TikToks. It's very much everybody's trying to find their way right now organically. And that's kind of what we missed. Well, that's what I missed from back in the day when you used to pick up a game of mag, right, and read it. Cheat code or something like that. We wouldn't get cheat code on multiplayer, but you understand what I'm talking about. It's about trial and error for the player. And Warzone slowly turned into very much, you watch Nick Merckx, you watch Tim the Tapman, you watch Shroud. Those are the builds. Those are the meta builds. And it just fueled this entire content creation kind of aspect behind it, which almost ruined the game, because that's all that people would watch and that's all that people would run, and that would be the meta weapon. That's all that people would do. and then you end up getting fried by something that hasn't been balanced correctly from, I don't know, 2 years away. But yeah, in terms of Black Ops 7, I'm not super excited for it, to be frank with you. I've been playing Battlefield 6. That's the honest opinion. I didn't pay 2042. 2042 was, as Dave said, a steaming pile of something or other. But in terms of like the gameplay, the gunplay in Battlefield, it feels nice once you've got used to it, obviously, because everyone's been playing COD. And since they dropped the ball on 2042, Activision has had just the opportunity to kind of run free with Call of Duty and absolutely smash it. But at the same time, I haven't played Black Ops 7 myself, so I can't comment on it.
I've not even tried any of it, so we'll see. We'll see how it does. It's out in less than 2 weeks, so we shall see whether it does well or whether it does not. It's probably going to still sell a shit ton because it always does. Because even last year's game is still in the top 10 selling games of this year, and it came out last year, as it always is.
You're raking a fortune.
So there you go. There we go. Moving on from obviously talking of first-person shooters to a looser shooter, which came out on Thursday. This is on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and this is Arc Raiders. Let's have a look at this.
Doors are closing in 5, 4.
They said the world above had ended. But endings are only for those who forgot how to begin again. So you learn to listen, to move quiet, think fast. Be ready to change your mind. Up there, the roads are twisted. The rules are gone. But if you are brave enough to wander and seek, who knows what you might find.
There you go. So, Arc Raiders, as Danka said, this was game number 42 in our list of 50 games for this year. So he's put his prediction score in, so we'll see if he's right. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yes, this is an extraction shooter. So it's PvPvE. You're a raider in an Earth where it's been taken over by AI. A group of robots called Ark have beaten humanity, made us go underground into a last underground city called Speranza. I think it's kind of like set in the sort of Italian sort of countryside and sort of surrounding areas where the game is. So it's after all this has gone on, you have to go up to the surface and scrounge around for like various resources that you need to push missions forward or build new bits of equipment. And you go into this solo. You can join up with other players. Go in, I think, it's like a party of 4. And you're going to be exploring around site looking for resources. You can either take on or try and dodge the Arc AI that's around there, and of course you've got other players in there as well. Other players go in solo, others in teams. They might be nice to you. They might shoot you as soon as you turn your back on them and take your stuff. You don't know. Just depends. But each time you go in, I think it's going to be about a 30-minute game session in whichever particular map that you've picked. And there's a number of like extraction points you got to get to. More are open at the start of the round. As it starts getting towards the end of the half hour, ones will have closed. You'll have, like, say, one left available. So then it's a question of, can you make it there in time with all the loot? Are other people going to be heading there? Are there going to be other like AI that's surrounding this extraction point? Because as soon as you try and extract, it just makes a hell of a lot of noise to attract, players and AI there. So it's got quite a lot of sort of risk reward in how you play it. And I think normally a lot of extraction shooters, they get like they get classed as quite hardcore, not for like, your casual players, not for people who don't want to risk losing everything. But this one sounds like it's perhaps made, probably not like completely casual, but probably a little bit fairer for people, so you don't feel that you've wasted half an hour if you do get killed. I think you'll still earn XP. There's still other ways to get resources. So it doesn't feel like you'll lose everything if you do die. I think the game gives you like free equipment packs and stuff like that. So you can get back in without having to go back in with just the basic pistol each time. So it sounds like, for people who are interested in extraction shooters, but perhaps put off by how hardcore some have been, this is the one to give a go. And I'm quite interested in trying it out properly. I did have a brief go at their server slam they ran a couple of weekends ago, and I quite liked what I played. Graphically, it looks really good. Art design, it's really cool. Audio is really good. Gunplay sounds fantastic in it. So I'm interested in trying this one out again, because I haven't really got into extraction shooters, but I always quite like the idea of them, the sound of them. Never like the idea of risk losing everything, and it feel like a waste of your time in a way. But this one sounds a bit fairer. How it deals with all that. So I think it's looking like a decent game.
I might have to give this a shout then. That's intrigued me, because
it's not too expensive either. I think it's about 31 on Steam, about 33 on Xbox and PlayStation. It's not expensive.
Okay, that's got me intrigued. Monty, extraction shooters. Is this one going to tick the boxes?
Damn right. I love me an extraction shooter. Absolutely love them. Tarkov, obviously, coming up there. Absolutely took way too much of my life away. I would almost put Rust on there as an extraction shooter as well, to be frank with you. When you try and do a scrap run, you're basically playing an extraction shooter at that point, in terms of the gameplay mechanics. I haven't had the chance to play this yet. I haven't had the chance to play a lot of games recently, but this has definitely been on my radar to have a go and have a bit of a game with it, to be honest with you. I like the idea of a pick up and pick down game, right? Right, nailed it. Like League, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's for people that can just pick up a game quickly, play it, beautiful stuff. Have I got another 20 minutes before I have to, I don't know, go to work, or do I have to go and be an adult for a little bit? But yeah, I'm all down for it. It's interesting that I think UKGN Zoidberg is right there where it was originally meant to be a free to play.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But it's nice. I'm assuming what they've done is they haven't made it free to play, and then they've removed some of the monetization aspects. Is what I'm hoping they've done. Otherwise, if it's not free to play and then it's got the monetization aspects in there to like progress, right, or to have the best kit. I'm all down for cosmetics monetization, right? Cosmetics, if you want to buy a specific skin to look cool, smash it. Like that's all well and good. But when you're gatekeeping game progression behind that, when it kind of gets a bit iffy. For like your XP boost and stuff.
I think it's been described as similar to what Helldivers 2 did with its kind of shop. Really have to bother. Weren't interested, but it's there.
Helldivers was sick with the way they did it. They you could pick it up in game. You could play the game and find the premium currency in some of the vaults and stuff like that, which is solid. It's a solid way to do it because you're rewarding players who play in the game.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see what people are saying with the scores. Let's see the first couple of ones. So this was number 42. See, I'm glad he remembered in our 50 games to look out for. 7.5 was Danker's prediction back in January. Good evening, JL. Hope you're well, mate. Great to see you last week. 7 out of 10 from JL. Zoidberg said, heard very good things. Not played it, though. 9 out of 10. Gozzo says, I'm going to take a risk on the score. It's a good game. I give it a strong 9. Ems, 7.5. Sticky Knievel, 8. Retro Jazar on the YouTube, 7.5. Flame, 7. iQuell, 8.5. Dave, I'll start with you. Chat, get your scores in. What do you reckon?
I'm going to try an 8.5.
Okay, going 8.5. Odie coming with a 6.5. Thank you again for that, Ray. Lovely. Appreciate that. Monty, what do you reckon?
I'm gonna go for a 7. I feel like I've been overshooting my estimates. I'm gonna go for a 7 on this one.
Okay, as we call it, a safe 7 on this.
That's it, man.
this
That's it. Averages, baby, averages.
Right. Any more scores? Get them in chat. Ellie, good evening. Lovely to have you again. Someone else that I saw last week. Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Last chance, folks. This is Ark Raiders, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. And if there are no more scores, I can tell you. Just wondering why there was a shout out. Let me know, iQuail, what that was. Was that a delayed? Oh, iQuail's doing the shout outs from the last one. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just any people that might got a missed. That's cool. See, admin are keeping up with stuff. It's great. I can tell you that this got an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I'm shit at this game.
But you know what? Even if you shit it, we can give you a shout out. I'm sure the mods will do a sneaky shout out.
No. It feels like cheating. Never
would we ever drop shout outs for our guests for not getting the credit. Honest. Just ask the mods. They're a law of their own. But yes, 8 out of 10. Did someone say cheating, Dave? Yeah, I mean, who would say that? Who would suggest that? But there you go. There are all the links for To the Moon. Go check it out. Go get your tickets now. It's going to be amazing. Gozzo said that was close, but that is a fine score. Yeah. And iQuail's, sorry, not iQuail, Danker's prediction was only 0.5 off. So not too bad. But congratulations to Sticky Knievel. And God, was Sticky Knievel the only one that got it right? I think so. Yeah.
Well, fair play.
There you go. Blimey, yeah. Her. Just so you know, Dave. Her. There you go. Sorry, I don't expect you to remember everyone. You're only here. I do this all the time, so it's fine. Right. Moving swiftly on. Congratulations, Sticky Knievel. Odie, you're more than welcome. Time for a remake. We did have a remake of the third game put into a HD 2D scenario, and now we've got the first 2 games. This is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch and Switch 2, and PC. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
A great darkness threatens this world. Left unchecked, it will swallow it entirely.
Tis true, of course, that the times in which we find ourselves are grave, but there is hope yet.
We might finally succeed in breaking thy spirit.
'Tis plain thou art the hero of whom she spake.
Yes, he's super strong.
Yes, thou art he. I am sure of it.
So, thou art come before me at last. Long have I awaited this moment.
Together we shall restore peace to this fair realm.
Come, let us take flight. 'Twas almost like being a hero.
Hear me, scions of Erdrick, for there are those who need your help.
But the time is now. The fight is now, and I must fight.
Witless brats!
Now I shall make good on my promise. The unshakable pledge which I made to your forebear many moons ago.
Mermaids! Real mermaids! We would not have grown nearly so strong were it not for all those who have aided us on our long journey.
For we are the descendants of mighty Erdrick, and this is our duty.
After all, are we not heroes destined to save the world?
Bold hero, thou canst stem the tide.
We forswear. We shall not fall.
Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Available October 30, 2025. Pre-order now.
That was rather grand, wasn't it, with all the music and everything? Now, Danka said the Dragon Quest 3 one, which was the first one that they remade, is technically the first in the trilogy. Well, that makes sense why they did that one first then, and now they're doing these two, because obviously the order that the story goes. So thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate that. Because I said, gonna love the Dragon's Quest from the great Akira Toriyama. He's the GOAT. There you go. So, Dave, this is the second lot of games that now had a HD 2D remake. So tell us more about these ones.
So it's Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I was, as was pointed out, so the third one was the prequel to those. Yeah. This is following on from the third one, really. So I think in the first one, it's one of those sort of quests where you're trying to go and save a kidnapped princess, whilst trying to save the kingdom. I think in the first one, whilst it's turn-based, I think you're mostly controlling just like one character. I don't think it's a big part that you're ever controlling like we're used to in other JRPGs. Whereas in the second game, you're playing as like descendants of the character from the first game, and you're controlling those descendants, finding the party members. So that gets a bit more like what you're used to, where you've got multiple party members of different skills that you use in the turn-based combat. And what they've done with these remakes, they haven't just remade them as they were. They've expanded on the stories. They've added new bits of story in, new combat encounters. They've fleshed out some of the characters a bit more, and they've obviously improved the graphics as well. They've used their HD 2D remake engine, which to me always makes these look really, really nice. Love the art style they've gone for in these. It looks absolutely fantastic. And yeah, they've just generally improved it all. I think added a few of the little modern conveniences, better ways to like manage your inventory, manage your teammates and your skills, improve sort of save points in the game. So little conveniences for the modern audience. And yeah, it looks like a very good remake of the original games. Got a nice big world to explore, lots of towns and dungeons to get stuck into. As I say, they've added new content to flesh it out. So even if you played them originally way back when, there's still lots of new stuff in it to tempt you to come back again.
Cool. I can say, ain't my kind of game, but I can tell they've put a lot of love and time into this to make this happen. So if anyone, like, there's people obviously in the chat that are going to love this. So
plenty of people will.
Yeah. So Monty, your thoughts on this one?
I'll ditto you on what you said. Not my kind of game.
Cool.
Never really picked up the kind of pixel games or the 8-bits. Like, never really been my kind of vibe, really. More down for blowing stuff up or like total like strategy, Civ, Total War, that kind of vibe. So yeah, I can't really comment on it. I haven't even seen the first one, right? So I can't even say if this one looks better.
Yeah.
Always a bit wary of a remaster, though, is something I would say. Always a bit wary of it. But sometimes people nail it, sometimes they do.
Very true.
So yeah, it's kind of a toss of the coin really on this one for me.
Yep. Okay. Well, let's see what people are saying. Get your scores in chat now. Let's see what we got here. First couple of people got their scores. Danka says, I lose so much time in this game. It's going to be an 8.5. Gozzo, 8.5. Flame, 7.5. iQuail, 9. Ems, 8. Retro is that 8. Dave Johnson, 8.5. I know he's a big RPG fan. Sticky Knievel, 7. Okay, so chat, get your rest of your scores in. Monty, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
Well, a little bit above the average 7, right? It's 7.5, I think is what I'll go for this one. Okay. Not based on any kind of prior knowledge at all, just unadulterated guessing at that point.
Okay. 7.5 from Monty. Odie saying a 7. Dave Johnson says, I rate Mag 9.5 out of 10. That'll confuse. I am, because you just give me abuse. So I don't know why you're rating me out of 9.5, but I'll take it. Thank you, sir. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8.5 for this one.
8.5. Okay. So what, 7.5, 8.5. Okay. Last chance, folks. This is, as much as I appreciate it. I hate these titles of these games because they're so fucking long. But this is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. And I can tell you, if there are no more scores, it's abuse, I tell you. It probably is. But there you go. It's called Community Manager and Streamer Abuse, I think. I can tell you that this got 8 out of 10.
Of course, I literally said that. I said that. It's going to be an 8. I said it was going to be an 8. And I did 7.5. The next one's going to be 7.5, and I'm going to do 8. Okay, cool. That's fantastic.
That's
so there you go. 8 out of 10. Our third 8 out of 10 tonight. So there seems to be some weird theme, apart from the first game, which got a 6.5. And it probably deserves an 8, but he didn't get an 8. But there you go. So there you go, folks. So if you are really looking forward to that game, it's definitely worth to go check out. I'm not going to spend too much time on this next news story because we did talk a lot about it last week, but it's kind of confirmed some things that we did talk about because one of the Microsoft CEOs was in a conversation being interviewed and basically did drop us more information and more details about what the next Xbox console is going to be, which is suspected to drop in 2027. They basically said that, yes, like what they've done with the handheld market, it is going to be a console PC hybrid machine. So you play stuff like you would on your Xbox, but you can jump out into the Steam store, play your PlayStation games that you could buy for the so that means you can play God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us, etc. So it's technically going to be the first Xbox console you can do that. But you can also jump into Windows 11 and go on Battle.net, go on to other gaming services, Epic, etc., and play your other games and collections through that. So it's kind of what we expected, but they seem to be very much going for the fact that it's going to be a machine that does all. Now, as we talked about this on the show last week, for people who might not have a gaming PC, but this sounds quite good because it's giving you that option of you're going to get a gaming PC with a console. For people who do this like me, who might be fortunate enough to have the different machines, you're kind of sitting there going, what's the fucking point? But if that's the only option of what an Xbox is going to be in the future, it's an interesting one. Obviously, there's going to be more developments on this as it goes, but my only thing, and I'm not going to get into that argument, I'm going to move that out, is Microsoft have lost a lot of faith over the last few weeks, especially. I don't know. It does feel
hot take on this, mate.
Yeah, go on, go for it, because I felt I've talked about this enough. So,
what's going to happen to all the people that offer porting services for games? How are these games being run on that system? Is where my brain straight away goes.
Okay.
Like, are they going to be running off that piece off the PC version, or are they running it off the Xbox version? Especially if you're using like Steam library and stuff like that. I could just be entirely wrong here, and like, please educate me because I'm not a dev by any means of the imagination. But what's going to happen there if you're running Steam games? Is it going to be, are they two separate operating systems that are going to be on that? Like, how is that going to work in terms of people being able to play their Steam game? Obviously, Windows, great, beautiful stuff. It's great to lower the ceiling, right? PC gaming is massively gate kept by your budget, massively. Like, GPUs will cost you half your soul and then maybe a leg. But at the same time, what's going to happen to the way that the games are made? And then also what's going to happen to all, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of people that offer porting services. What's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
Are you just going to be now solely porting to PlayStation? Why bother as a studio? Why bother porting to PlayStation and to other consoles, right? When you can now just wait and or just entirely release on Xbox, which will release on Xbox / Windows / however they're going to meld these two worlds together. It's an interesting thought from like the business aspect of it, because it could seriously impact people's livelihoods across the board in terms of those kinds of services. Not to get all doom and gloom, but just to be realistic with it.
No.
But in my opinion, it's 5 years too late. They've had the kit and the knowledge on how to do this for ages. It's definitely the correct step, but how it will impact the world of gaming is going to be really interesting to see as it moves forward.
Okay, Dave, what's your opinion on this?
I'd probably imagine that when it comes out, it will just be running PC versions of everything. Yeah, there won't be like a separate Xbox game. It would just be a PC game. You just get from the Microsoft Store. Anything older than that was Xbox will have to run via emulation most likely. I would have thought that's what they'll have to do, because it just sounds like they want to go very much PC wise. So it's going to be a Windows 11 device. But I think for me, the one thing they really have to get right for this is, I like consoles for the simplicity. So if I was to ever get this system, I would like to never have to see Windows 11 as a full operating system on it. I'd love that to be an option, like the way Steam have done it. Valve have done it with the Steam OS on Steam Deck.
Yeah,
you can never have to worry about the Linux back end. You can get the full Linux desktop, but you don't need to at all if you never want to. Microsoft needs to look at that and basically copy it, quite frankly, because Valve have done it perfectly.
If they can,
you want your console experience to be simplified.
If they can pull that off and make that work, and then it means that maybe Xbox is technically running as an Xbox, and you've got these console games, but then you can dip into Steam and do this. And I know it's not going to be reasonably priced, because there's no way this thing's going to be like, I can honestly say this has got to be well over $1,000.
Yeah, what's the hardware in it?
Like, exactly.
To be able to run like Windows and stuff like that in there as well.
If it was something that's like 1,500 quid or 1,200 quid, right? For some people, that is probably going to work, because your higher end gaming PCs are worth way more than that. So that might, in a way, bring it to a market of people that couldn't afford PC gaming. But my concern is, this is Microsoft we're talking about, and I don't think they're going to go in that route. Bear in mind, their new handheld costs almost $1,000.
I'm calling 1999.
Okay.
0.99. That's my price protection. Quote me on it. But I feel like they'll probably lean more in towards cloud gaming. I know Nvidia are doing mad stuff with cloud gaming right now.
They are.
Like I turn on my TV downstairs. We got a new TV like a couple of years ago, and there's this whole cloud gaming section in there where I don't even need a console or a PC.
Yeah.
I can literally just streams, and I can connect a Bluetooth controller or anything like that to the PC, to the TV.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's all internet. So it's like, I've got a feeling it will start. It's probably the next step after this, really, is like, we've obviously gone from physical distribution to digital distribution, and then we'll most likely move on to cloud as internet becomes cheaper, as more and more fiber is installed across the globe, right? And people can get cheaper internet. Like, I know in the UK, right, you go to BT or TalkTalk or something like that, and they'll charge you an arm and a leg for 30 MBS and 30 MBS down. And then you've got the new guys coming in. I'm not going to, this isn't a promo, by the way. I'm not going to mention our internet provider, but we had a new internet provider turn up who came out and laid lines directly to us for a half of the price and almost 100 times the speed.
Wow.
So it was just like, it was obviously a no-brainer as a gamer, as a consumer, right? That's a no-brainer for you. So internet prices are now getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper because the majority of the infrastructure is there for you. So like cloud's probably next step, but Microsoft doing this 100%, whether or not it's going to be attainable for like your average gamer who's working their ass off at their 9 to 5s and doing that kind of stuff is an entirely separate question, because at the end of the day, $2,000's a reasonably large investment for anybody, unless you're no Bill Gates, right? It's a case of like that's quite a bit of money, and you want to ensure that one, it's not going to break, because there's gonna be some kind of growing pains with this kind of tech, because it's smash new. But yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of just ramble when I come up with thought. But yeah,
you won't. No, it's all good. I'm sure we're going to get more info on it and get told things. It's funny because it's not going to feel like a console war anymore, because I feel that PlayStation 6 will just appeal to all console players, because console players will not see this as a console, because that's not what it is. iQuell said, if I have to deal with Windows, what is the point? In my day, set up a console game, it just meant putting a cartridge in. Exactly. You want that quick chip in, boom, done. Ellie says, internet, was it Zoom? He can not confirm or deny, Ellie. No, we're not going down that route. But I will DM him after the thing and find out. I mean,
we want it, man. You want it.
So there we go. Right, moving on to our fifth game and a collection with a K of games that mean a lot to a lot of people. this came out on Thursday. This was out on PS4, 5, Switch, Switch 2, PC, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. And for the first time ever, there's a whole array of stuff, including some games that were offshoots. And this is the Mortal Kombat Kollection. And yes, I did spell it right on the little ticker going across. It is spelled with a K. There you go.
Hey, have you heard of this game, Mortal Kombat?
The first time you play it, you just go, this is incredible. It's almost like that barbaric, primal emotion. You're just like, yeah!
The secret sauce was basically we were just a bunch of knuckleheads doing whatever we wanted and we were happy.
There was no turning back.
Round 1, fight!
It didn't take long from there for that game to be everywhere.
It was a mega hit, game after game after game.
All the magic that was happening, the walls kind of absorbed all of that.
We were just kind of making it up as we went along.
Ed took care of all the programming. John took care of all the art. They worked well because they trusted each other.
When you see people playing the game and they're losing their minds and they're reacting to it, there's your fuel. It was like being paid to do a hobby.
This is actually a bigger deal than maybe any video game that's come before. Mortal Kombat became a pillar of popular culture. It was, is, and always will be a fighting game for everyone.
It brings people together.
It's funny to think that it all started from 4 guys in Chicago that just wanted to make a cool martial arts game.
And those people.
Flawless victory.
There you go, folks. That is the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which is practically out on everything right now. Now, I'm going to state this. We are doing, again, the reviewers' score, because there has been a little bit of backlash on this, and we'll talk about this near the end. So, if you're looking at certain scores, if people are trying to cheat and scour on the internet, you might see there's a weird difference, and we'll explain why that is in a bit. But Dave, for those who want to know what this amazing package is, because let's face it, it is a pretty amazing package that they put this all together with all the documentaries as well. Tell us exactly what it is.
Well, yeah, it's a big collection of a lot of the classic titles that were brought out by Midway between 92 and 2003. So, yeah, quite an old collection, but covers a number of systems. You've got arcade versions and console versions like that, SNES, Genesis, get various handhelds like the Game Boy and Game Gear, through to like PS1. So there's a lot of these old titles from these old systems that are available there. Multiple versions of them. So, for the first Mortal Kombat, you've got the arcade one, and then console versions as well. So you've got multiple ways to play the same game, but slightly different versions of it. Interesting to go back and see how they managed to get something like that running on the old Game Boy. It's like limited specs and color palette, but they managed it. It was playable. People played it. I think I saw someone in the chat mentioned it was Ico. I mentioned they played it on the Game Gear.
Game Gear,
So, another sort of cut down version, but perfectly playable. But as well as giving you all these games, it is layered all the documentaries. Talking to people who made it, going back in time to sort of let you know what it was like around the time that it came out. Because it was a big, massive fighting game that lots of people enjoyed, but it also upset a lot of people at the time with its level of violence. I think it got into American politics as well for quite a long time. It was one of those games held up as bad for the kids.
Yeah.
Well, we see it's still going on. They're still coming up with
it's even more violent
now. The human body these days. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. It just makes you laugh these days. It goes so over the top.
Yeah.
But back when this came out, it was definitely something that upset a hell of a lot of people, but massively popular, and it's still endured all these years later.
Yeah.
So you can pick this up, go back and play the original, see where it all started. So, just like a good collection. Lots of information there, lots of good versions of the game to play.
There you go. Drawn, who's obviously in the States. Hello, buddy. Good to see you. Says it created our rating system along with Night Trap. Yeah, this is one of the video game nasties they classed as back back in the day.
Somebody think of the children.
Yeah. Oh, please do think of the children. Monty, Mortal Kombat fan? Was this this collection?
Love it, because I smash my missus on it all the time. And she hates me for it. It's one of those games that I only picked up like reasonably recently. I was never allowed to play it growing up. So I add into that. It was one of the games that I was just straight up not allowed. I played like, I don't know, Haze, right? Where you're all on drugs and like you're just going around and being mental. Yeah, but that was like one step too far. I personally never been a massive fan of gore. Like I'm not too keen on horror movies and stuff like that. And like some of the obviously some of the executions and that.
Yeah.
Some of them are funny, but some of them are super gory. And I think that's probably what stopped me being allowed to play it back in the day. But I've loved it ever since I could play it. I've enjoyed it massively. In terms of like rating and stuff like that, I heard you've obviously said there's some backlash there. Why was there backlash? It's a staple, right? It's a staple of martial arts games.
Let's get this out there. If you're gonna get this collection, right? The guys that put these collections together generally have a good track record of putting these games together. However, they did have some problems when they did the Street Fighter collection, that there is a lot of latency and lag on certain versions compared to others. So this got review bombed over the weekend, specifically for the PlayStation versions. Apparently, people are stating that you not only have really bad lag, like when you're pressing the buttons playing multiplayer, but also waiting in lobbies and things. Some people have been stuck there for over 30 minutes, not actually being able to get a game. PC, Xbox, and Switch versions actually seem to be doing all right. But generally, there was this whole review bombing process as it happens over the weekend. There's also some people who are a bit more purist saying, hey, this isn't the whole thing. As iQuell says, like the movie theme song didn't make it. There are certain other games and aspects that have been left out. Now, that might be due to licensing. So it also means it's been left out of the documentary. So there are some gaps in the timeline. And what's worrying people, as Gozzo says, need to update it and do it better. The problem is, the last time this happened, because these guys did a brilliant job with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Cowabunga collection. That was fantastic. But when they did the Street Fighter one, it all got reported a lagginess and that, and they never fixed it.
Oh.
They never fixed it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And now people are worried, and this is why all these review bombs have started. So I'm not going to go on the basis of reviews of because of the PlayStation community. I'm going to go for the reviews of what the reviewers said, because obviously some reviewed it on PC, some reviewed it. I don't know anyone who reviewed it on Switch, and God knows if it works on Switch, because let's face it, the last Mortal Kombat game on Switch was a doozy. So we're going to go on what the reviewers have said. So get your scores in now, folks. Let me know what you think. Danker's saying an 8.5 for this. Get your scores in now. I don't remember seeing them in the arcade that much as a kid. I remember being blown away, seeing Mortal Kombat 3 in Cleethorpes when it was new back in the day. Ems, 8. Flame, 7.5. Retro Shazar, 7. It seems to be everywhere on console, though. Yeah, that's true. Some of the games were more favourable on console than they were arcade, but then you look at the original and it was more favourable on arcade than console. iQuail, 8. Dave, I'll start with you.
I'm going to go for an 8 as well.
Okay, going for an 8. Monty?
I'm going to hit that 7.5 again, I believe.
Go for the 7.5. Okay. All right. Any more, folks? This is the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Switch 2, PC, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. Gozzo is saying an 8. Dave Johnson is saying an 8. And if there are no more scores, I can tell you that there seems to be some weird theme going on tonight, because this got an 8.
Jog on. Yeah, it's a rig. It's rigged. Entirely.
Well, he's like, God, sorry. Going to take the camera off, and he's going to rage, and then we'll bring back.
Someone's going flying across my room. That's it. Yeah, 100%.
There you go. Now, JL's just popped an 8 in chat. I'm going to let that, because he's been bouncing back and watching it on catch up, so I will allow JL that 8.
Stream delay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to, just like the delay on the PlayStation version of this game. So there you go. So we'll get the shouts. Monty, kick their asses on reviewers.
I'll be having words with all of them, mate. They're all coming. I'm going to have a word with every single one of them and be like, guys, well, you rating everything an 8. There's got to be some change up here, 100%.
At To the Moon Expo 2026, there's going to be like this ring where they're going to fight it out with the reviewers.
Yeah, man. I'm like, you want to rate Mortal Kombat an 8? Let's see how you guys do in an actual ring together.
Yeah.
Let's go. 100%. Nah, they probably deserved it, right?
I'll do the announcements and go in the red corner.
In the red corner, we have IGN coming up against Metacritic.
So we go. All the shout outs are going out now, folks. So congratulations to everyone who got that right. And moving from some classic fighting games to a brand new fighting game, but from a very classic, basically, well, series of games, as it were. This is the brand new Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage, which came out on the Thursday as well, on Switch 2, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. And let's check out the trailer for this.
Excellent!
Ready?
Say your prayers.
There you go. Brand new Virtual Fighter 5. Dave, tell us more about this one.
Yes, this is a new version, Virtual Fighter 5. Yeah, they've done the usual sort of stuff with this. You know, improved the graphics, improved the netcode that they're using for the multiplayer. I think they use the rollback netcode, which is the preferred one for these sort of games. So they've got that in there. Done a few of the little refinements to it as well. But so you still got the original modes that you had before. You know, single player stuff and the multiplayer. The new thing they've added into this is a new mode called World Stage, which, whilst single player, for the opponents that you're fighting, it's doing kind of like what Forza did with their drive avatars, where it was meant to be bringing in, you know, using AI sort of bring in the skills of like real world players into the characters you're fighting. So they're doing the same with this one. So, you know, you might end up fighting, you know, something like the top ranked people in the world. It's their sort of styles that have been brought into the characters. So it's doing that thing with this mode, which sounds quite interesting. Sounds like a fun enhancement to the package. Can't really say I've ever played much of the Virtual Fighter series. I think I tried the original one way back in the day, but then never really got into any other ones. But this looks like it's a good package of the fifth one. Looks like it's going to try and be the definitive version of that before they move on to Virtual Fighter 6, which I think is in the works. But yeah, for what we saw in the trailer, looked pretty decent to me.
Okay, cool. Monty, your thoughts on this one?
Never played them. Can't comment. One of those. I've never really come across never really had the chance to play it, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can comment on that one, to be frank with you. It's not my wheelhouse. I would like to sit here and try and talk absolute bollocks, but it's probably not going to work for anything. So I'll send it straight back to you, Mag.
That's all right. No worries, dude. Well, let's see what people are saying. Get your scores in now for the new Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. Danka says, I might as well stick to the trend pattern. Thinks it's going to be an 8. Okay. So I'm going to go to Monty. What do you reckon?
7.
Okay. All right. iQuail, 8. Okay. Chat, get your scores in. Dave, what say you?
8.
8. Okay.
Mate, that's up. If this is 8 again, mate. If this is 8 again, this is rigged. The entire thing's rigged.
His head's gonna explode. I swear. God. JL 7. Dave Johnson 7.5. See, everyone's saying different scores though, which is all right. Wreckcreation are 7. Flame 8. Folks, last chance because time's pressing on. This is Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. Came out last Thursday on Switch 2, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5. 8.5 from Ems. Dave Johnson says, "It is rigged, Monty. I've been saying this for years."
It's
just
all
never
simulation.
hire a community manager like that. Oh, Jesus, anyway. Gozzo, 8. There you go. See, what 1 minute he's saying 95, 9.5. Dave Johnson. Anyway, if there are no more scores, then I can tell you, get ready to be angry, Monty.
Nah, it's bollocks. This entire thing is a setup. Like, literally, it has to be. Like, there's just no way.
Do you know what the funny? Right, I'm going to say this. Like, I write these shows every week, and this one show, I'm sitting there, I'm going through it all, and I'm like, people are thinking I'm going to be taking the piss with this one, because like, just looking at last week's, we had 6.5s, 8s, 8.5s, 5.5, 7s, so it was quite mixed. And so far, we've had one 6.5 and everything else has been 8. And I'm just like, people either think I'm being lazy or just...
And he's just put it into averaging software. It's like, it's just come out with 8 perfectly across the entire thing.
AI averaging software.
I'll go with 8 for the last 2 games then.
Do you know what? I might give an 8. I might give an 8 for the last. Have I even given an 8 this?
No.
I don't think I have. I'm just going to give an 8. I'm just going to give an 8 for the next one. Yeah.
There you go. This is what we're going to say. Justice for Monty. Yes. Thing. There you go. Right, well, there you go. Right, now, I'm going to hammer through these 2 Nick stories because obviously time is ticking on. So, apologies, gents. I'm not going to ask your opinions on this. I'm just going to throw these out there. For all you Animal Crossing lovers, a long-awaited update is coming to Animal Crossing next year. Because, like most of the games on Switch, you can buy upgrades to get it on Switch too. But it's not as bad as you think, because for those people that do own it on Switch, there are 9 completely free upgrades. Some of it is cosmetics, visuals, upgrades, but some of it is the fact you can now have up to more players. You can have a new resort. There are a new island to visit. So that means basically if you had completed the game, there's now going to be new stuff to do. But also, you can also reset the whole game for free. So if you want to basically go, do you know what? I'll start again because I haven't played it for donkey's years. Enjoy it all over again. You can do that as well. Now, with the Switch 2 update, when it lands in January, you can add the megaphone. So by using the Switch 2's mic, you can talk to everyone that's there. And you can have up to 12 players. And if you've got the camera, you can see everyone there as well, sitting along, fishing, or at the campfire. The nice thing about this is if you've got the Switch version, obviously we've seen with other Switch 2 games, you have to pay quite a few quid to upgrade it. This is only going to cost you about 4 quid. So if you want to get the Switch 2 version, I'm going to say that's very reasonable. So if you've gone, do you know what? I've got a Switch 2. I did own that game. 4 quid. That. But if you don't want to, you can get all this other stuff for free. So that is going to land on January the 15th. Also, speaking of Nintendo, we talked about this quite some time ago because a lawsuit that started back in November has now been settled because Nintendo took a YouTuber called EveryGameGuru, not to be confused with Games Guru, who was part of the community, okay? So Nintendo didn't sue him. EveryGameGuru, and he basically lost in court and had to pay damages of $17,500. Real life name, Jesse Kean, had basically streamed certain brand new Nintendo games, including the last big Zelda game, more than 50 times before the actual release of the game. Not only that, he told people how he managed to do it, how he managed to break in, and told other people how they could do it as well. Now, the interesting thing that I'm going to talk about this is he then went on when Nintendo said, here's a cease and desist. He basically wrote Nintendo a letter to say, tough shit. I've got multiple burner accounts. I can do this all day. And he says, you may run the games, but his quote was, I run the streets. Being taken into court and then have to pay $17,500.
Pay the guy money for pointing out a security flaw, no? Like, yeah, surely.
Yeah, this is what I find crazy. And do you know what? I didn't do my research on this guy. I don't know how much of a big YouTuber he is. Because if he is, whereas for Dave and me, 70,400 is a lot of money, right? For him, that might be pocket change from one stream. I don't know. So it does feel that this is kind of... There you go. Oh, they said they haven't sued him yet. They've got around to it. Well, they might sue him again because he seems like he's a cocky little fuck. So he's probably going to carry on doing it. So the fact that he wrote this letter to Nintendo and basically go, come at me, either means one, he's mental, or he's got a lot of money to burn, and I don't know which one it is. I think Monty's looking him up, so it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm looking to try and find what was his name? I was looking to try and find the email you sent.
EveryGameGuru on YouTube. Everyone's in the chat's going to be look. It was a joke.
Oh no, Nintendo wins lawsuit.
Yeah, they never lose. And if they don't think they win, they put the pressure on something else. Hence the whole.
Is he a streamer?
Yeah, apparently he's a YouTuber.
YouTuber.
Yeah, and apparently he streamed a lot of these games before they were released, so he broke NDAs and everything.
Well, did they give him codes?
I don't know. I've not got that information. Sorry, Iqual, I'll take the fun out of you.
It sounds like he sourced them from with other means.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He got them from elsewhere, and then he was telling other people how to get them.
His channel doesn't exist anymore, from what I can.
It's
gone.
Yeah.
Like,
and they don't like it when you do stuff like that.
So maybe in the last week, because this came out in the news over the weekend, so maybe his channel's been shut down.
Well, his statistics on Tracker, he has 176 followers.
That's fuck all, isn't it? So
that's on Twitch, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's
probably
mad,
not
though.
a huge amount that's got claimed. 17.
Yeah, so that's 17,500.
Nintendo's lawyers' lunch. I doubt that amount.
That probably didn't buy their lunch, but it's certainly going to hit him hard. Probably a streamer that knows a guy who knows a guy in the industry. Probably likely. Pockets their scandals.
Yeah, his YouTube doesn't exist. It's been taken down. I've just.
But there you go.
Found his link. It doesn't exist. It's gone.
Rule of thumb: 2 lessons to be learned here, kids. 1, never fuck with Nintendo. 2, don't be an absolute twat about it. If they basically put a cease and desist, maybe listen to it. Don't get cocky. You might still have your YouTube channel, you absolute twat.
That's insane. That's killer though. To go after, I guess it is breaking NDAs. I'd be interested to know the ins and outs of that. If it's Nintendo going after a streamer for fun, because he found a security flaw, then that's fine. If they've given him codes and he's broken contract, then free roam on that. Go after it. But
I get, it's that thing because obviously a lot of the people in the chat will know this. You get sent a game. There's normally either an NDA to sign or there is a point where you are not allowed to stream this game until a certain date. That's common thing.
Decency. It's also law.
Common decency. But this guy was, so how he was obtaining that. And if he was obtaining them illegally, that's even a bigger thing. So
that's even worse.
Yeah, Jesus. So we'll see. Anyway, that's all the news that's been happening for Nintendo. So there you go. Our final 2 games, we're going to hammer through these because I don't want to keep Dave and Monty waiting. This came out on Halloween. We've got another remaster. This came out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch and PC. And this is Tales of Xilla Remastered. Let's go.
Tell me, why do you use Spyrex? Why do you sacrifice your own people to attain power that you don't need?
But to fulfill this duty, to my country, to my people, power is a necessity. I must protect them both.
It is the duty of the strong to ensure that the weak do not perish.
This isn't right, Gaius!
You can't just count on destiny to work everything out for you. Fate doesn't have your back.
Do you think I have what it takes to be a nurse? I want to stay with them because they made me their friend. And friends don't leave friends alone!
We have both turned away.
Listen up. We must destroy that which harms man and spirit.
No way! You can't be! Mila!
This is goodbye, Jude. Forgive me for all of this.
Mila!
Mustang, by my hand!
I am going to crush anyone who dares to harm my people. You people think peace is some sort of right. Your life ends here.
That may be what you think, but it's not for you to decide.
I am going to put an end to your petty ambitions right now!
I've never been much for expressing my feelings, I suppose.
I would like to be there to walk with them in the future that they wish to create.
I know. You never told me because you wanted me to find my own answer first.
Let's create a new future for all the spirits and people in the world. And let's create it together.
Got all of that Bandai Namco thing at the end. Ever since they changed that at the start of the year, me and Dave just keep bopping to it every time it comes on now. Love it. Even if they do a really dark, miserable game, that pops up at the end and it just makes you feel so much better. It's great.
Cheers, you're right back up.
It's 8.
Right, Dave, let's crack on. Tell me about this one, please.
Yeah, this is a classic JRPG in the Tales of series, been remastered for a newer audience. This one, as it said in the trailer, it's set in a world where the humans and spirits coexist together, and the two protagonists in this, whose like stories cross over. During their journey, they discover the existence of some weapon that could shift the balance of power between the human and the spirit world. So they're on a quest to deal with that. Looks okay from what I can tell in the trailer. Never played this before. Don't really know much at all about the Tales of series. Not much one that I follow. I do know this is an action game though. Well, RPG with action. So it's not turn-based combat. It's real-time combat. So more action-based. But from what I can see from the trailer, looks okay. It's a popular series and going a long time. So probably a big crowd that will be flocking to play this in its remastered form.
Okay. All right. Monty, your thoughts?
8.
Okay.
That's my thoughts. It's just 8. I haven't played the series. It's another one I'm not very familiar with. In terms of it's never really been my turn-based RPGs never have been my go-to. In terms of game, I think the only one that I played for was one of the first Lord of the Rings games that came out. Really, well, I keep saying really back in the day, guys. You were probably my age when I'm saying that. I'm really sorry. But there's Lord of the Rings turn-based. I think it's just Lord of the Rings 2 or something like that on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Like proper back. Okay, I've got to stop saying that. Don't know. It's 8. That's all I'm going to say. It's 8.
He's digging himself in a hole.
It's digging a hole. I've got the pneumatic drill out. Just digging. I'll stop talking. It's 8.
Well, I'll see him next week at the show. I'll be like, right, so those ageist comments you said to me.
You pioneered the way. You pioneered the way, man.
Oh, yeah. Look at that, or he'll ban me from the show. He's like, that guy, don't let him in. He's too old to be at the event.
He's too old. He can't be there. What's that utter crap, mate? Nah, never.
Brilliant. Okay. Oh, pardon me. Right. On that note, I've actually got tears in my eyes. That made me laugh so much. Let's have a look. Danker says, is this going to the 8 trend continuing? So I guess he's going for an 8. Gozzo, 8. Dan, welcome back from work. Appreciate 8. Pocket Locket, sod it, 8. Iquail,
8 across the board.
Yeah. Everyone choosing 8 now, says Ems. Gone for an 8. Retro says 7.5. Yes. Dave,
below an 8.
Dave, what are you saying?
I already said I'm going to go for 8 for the next 2 games. Stick with that.
Okay.
Crap, isn't it?
Right.
I love it.
Flame 7.5. Last chance, folks. This is Tales of Xilla Remastered, which came out on Friday. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Dave Johnson says an 8. Iquel says, this does feel like a trap, though.
It's going to be a 9, isn't it?
Is it, though? Well, it's not, because it got an 8.
Yes.
Go on. Monty's got his first one right, folks. So let's get all those links for all To the Moon socials in the chat. Let's get the website. If you haven't bought your tickets, buy your tickets now. This event is going to be epic. Next Wednesday and Thursday at the NEC in Birmingham. Do it now. It's pinned to the chat. It's going to be put in the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat. Get your tickets now. Dave, how do you want your second shout out?
You can jump up from behind your chair, mate.
Right, I'll do this quick.
Your knees are holding up.
Yeah, just to prove to Monty how old we are. I'll just break my knees as I do this.
That's it.
So here we go. Right. Tell me when you're ready.
Yep. Ready, mate?
Oh, God, my knee just did click as well.
Oh, God.
Shit.
If you need any help getting back up, just let us know.
Do at this rate. Dave! God, that was not quick. You could tell, wasn't it? Shit.
There'll be one day when you won't get back up from back there.
Literally
the rest of the trees will be on the chair. Oh my God! Congratulations to everyone who got that right. There you go. Oh, Dan says, "I wish I could make the show, but I'm completely out of holiday days. Always next year, dude. Always."
Sick. No, sorry, my bad.
What's that?
I said I had a cough. I just.
Oh no, don't worry. It was a sympathy click, says Danker. Bless you. Our final game of tonight. So. This is something I want to point out here. This game came out on PC last year and was due to come out on the 17th of this month, but got delayed to Friday. So when you see the trailer, this is the funny thing. They couldn't be asked to change the date on the trailer, and this was the release day thing. So look out at the end and you'll see what I mean. But this is Kaku, the Ancient Seal, which got its console release for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And here is the trailer. And will it be another 8? Let's see.
At first sight, I could tell you were exceptional. Sega entrusted you with his divine power for a reason. Maybe you can truly break the ultimate seal. Or the final hope!
Yeah, so we made the trailer. Oh, yeah, but we're delaying the game by 2 weeks. Fuck it. Leave the old date on it. There you go. There you go. But as I say, this has been out on over a year on the PC. I can't remember if we talked about this when it came out last year. I seem to vaguely remember it.
I think we did. It looked familiar when I looked at the video for this one the other day.
Yeah, so I think we did. But it finally gets its console release. I also want to say thank you to Professor Stork. Hello, lovely. How are you? Thank you for the tier 1 sub. I hope you had an amazing time at DreamHack in Atlanta because I know you were there over the weekend. So I hope you had a fantastic time. And drop me a line. I want to hear all about it. Let me know how it went. And I know, very proud of you, what you've been doing. So you're welcome. She goes, I did. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, lovely. We will speak soon. Catch up over the weekend. Dave, tell us more about our final game of the night.
Yes, this is a third-person action-adventure game. So, but it's probably similar structure-wise to more recent like God of War. You know, it's that third-person action game with combat, puzzle solving, light RPG elements, that type of structure to it. Looks like you in this one, your character's little prehistoric lad has been sent on a quest to try and find the 4 elements that you need to use to seal away the evil that's threatening the land. Looks okay, from what you can see in the trailer. You know, just as I say, it's a little third-person action game. Graphically looks all right. I can't say it's one that I would rush out to buy.
No, yeah.
Maybe if I caught it like on a Steam sale at some point, might have a look at it then. But it just kind of looks like an okay game. Nothing that remarkable about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've played plenty of these, so I kind of know what to expect just from looking at the trailer.
Yeah, that's fair. Monty, your thoughts on this one?
Honestly, it looks like it lacks a bit of narrative. Not to be doom and gloom, but I don't see the narrative there. Like trailers, right, are so important for games, and I feel like you need to tell the story of what's about to happen, right? You want to get emotionally involved in it, right? You want to, I don't know, Telltale Walking Dead, right? You want to be really angry when something happens. It kind of looks like you kill bosses and do puzzles. At least that's my personal opinion. Like at the end of the day, it wouldn't be something that I would to echo what Dave said, it wouldn't be something that I would rush out to buy. Look, as Dave says as well, looks great. Looks like graphically great. It looks like it'd be fun to play. But I don't see it being like a staple IP, you know, like a staple brand. It just kind of seems like something that's just been, oh yeah, we're gonna make this game for fun and see how it goes. But I could be entirely wrong. It could be like them testing the waters. I'm assuming critics said the exact same thing about, oh God, I don't know, Resident Evil, like back in the day. So like it's a case of how it performs. I don't know. But from that original trailer, gameplay is really important to show, sure, but there's no emotional investment for people watching that. Like that.
No, I get that, because you get a trailer, like if you remember, like seeing the trailers of the first like Last of Us games and that, you're like, wow, this looks like it's gonna be
holy shit, like
so you compare it to stuff like that, you're kind of like,
but the trailer might not do it justice. That's the thing.
True.
You never know.
You know what? There's been so many times where we've had trailers for games and it got really high scores, but the trailer's been shocking. And I remember when we talked about fully the trailer for Balatro was shocking. It was like a 20-second thing, and everyone on here was just like, "What's this shit?" Like, ended up being one of the games of the year last year, right? Because then they finally put out some decent trailers for it. It's crazy. So you never can tell. You never can tell. Let's go for the final scores, folks. Last chance to get your shout outs in. Ems is saying an 8. Let's have a look. Danker saying a 7. JL saying an 8. Gozzo a 7. Professor Stork 7.5. Dan saying a 7. Dave Johnson says, I'm emotionally involved in the ongoing 8 saga here on TNGC. So let's see what people are going to go for. I thought the last game was the last game of the night. If this is the last game, then this feels like the trap. So it's 7.5. True, if there's not a decent story hook, it's just another puzzle platformer. Flame 8. Retro Jazar 8. Monty, what are you saying?
I'm gonna have to go for a 7 on this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have to go for 7 based on the trailer. I have to do it. I'd feel bad giving it an 8.
All right, no worries. Dave, what say you?
I already said I was going to go 8 on the last couple of games, so I'm just going to stick with it. Let's see what it gets.
Okay, you're saying an 8. Pocket Locket saying 8.5. Dave Johnson saying a 6.5. So see, chat's thinking, yeah, maybe this is not an 8 game. So we'll see. Last chance, folks. This is already out on PC, but it did come out on Xbox Series X and S and PS5 on Friday. This is Kaku and the Ancient Seal. And I can tell you that this didn't get an 8, because this got a 7 out of 10.
Nailed it.
Get in.
Got it.
Beautiful.
Mate, that's nuts.
Beautiful.
The trailer. It's all about the trailer. I knew it. Yeah,
there you go. Can we get a shout out for our guest tonight again? Founder of the Cinemoon Expo, people. Get your tickets now. Come on. We want to see you next week. Come and join us next week at the show. Absolutely fantastic. There you go. Congratulations to anyone else that got that right. I'm going to have a quick scurry of there. I think a couple of other people got it right. Dan Game Tank, well done, mate. I know you've literally finished work and started watching and joined us, but you got one right, so that's cool. Gozzo, well done. Danker, well done. There you go. Well, guess 2 got 2. There you go. That's how it works, mate. Sometimes it's how it rolls. Congratulations to everyone who got that right. Folks, that is it. That is our show. We'll be back with more TNGC next week, where, as mentioned, because Dave Johnson won Community Member of the Month last month, it was more of a forfeit than a prize. He will be with us next week, but he's bringing some of his friends along as guests. So we have some of the Timeless team as our guests next week. So I am probably going to get absolutely slagged off to shit on next week's show live as we talk about more games. Obviously, as always, big shout out to Dave. Thank you so much for being my co-host that knows the most.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And a massive shout out to our wonderful guest tonight, Monty Stewart. Thank you so much for being here, Monty. Taking your time.
Anytime, man. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast. It's been genuine good fun, and now I need to go back to pain and suffering emails.
Yes, I'm sorry that I am
3 a.m.
Well, I'm not sorry that I dragged you away from that. But
no, please don't be sorry for that. It's been nice to get a break. In between some of the trailers, I was like trying to quickly reply to stuff. So no, I appreciate it, man. It's been absolutely amazing to be on here. And yeah, super fun. I'm getting better. It only took 5 tries, and then we started getting something right. So
it'll be all right. It happens. We'll get you back on next year, and you'll be.
I'm gonna nail it because I'm gonna threaten every goddamn reviewer to not give 8s. I'm like, guys, if you give any 8s, there's gonna be a problem. Nah. But yeah, 100%.
There you go. Says you did great. There you go. Dan Gainsack, very best for the show, Monty, next week. And seriously, folks, I'm going to say this again. Come if you can make it to the event, come and support it. Please do get your tickets. Wednesday, Thursday next week, NEC in Birmingham. An epic amount of stuff. Retro games, indie games, brand new games, some amazing talks. There's a whole heap of stuff. We didn't even talk about the fact that you've got the whole content creator area that Monty has very kindly asked Elijah, who runs Cardiff Twitch, and myself, who runs Manchester Twitch, getting together to do something. So if you're over there, come and say hi to us. And if you haven't submitted your passes for that place, please do, because we have got goodie bags and stuff for you. So make sure you do that. So please drop me a line if you have no idea what I'm talking about, because you all should have had emails about it, people. All right. So read your bloody emails. I know it's difficult, especially when you're like Monty, you've got like 4,000 emails to read, but still check your emails out. There you go. But no, thank you. And do please support this event. We want to see this event for years and years to come, because we need stuff like this, frankly. We need places we can get together and celebrate our geekery and enjoy games. So thank you for what you're doing, Monty. I greatly appreciate it. You and the team. So yeah. Cool. We will be back with this show next week. As I said, I will be back tomorrow with a very special sponsored stream. The brand new Sonic game, Sonic Rumble, comes out tomorrow. And the devs have very kindly asked me to put it through its paces. So we are doing a community night. The game is absolutely free to play. You can play it on your phone. You can play it on your PC. We will have some special prizes for you to win as well. So if you come and join us tomorrow, we'll be playing that. You can let me know your thoughts on the game. And if it's decent enough, we might do it as a future community night, maybe especially some games around Christmas. But some of you lucky people will be able to win some prizes, courtesy of the devs. So there you go. So we're going to go do a raid. Obviously, to everyone on YouTube, thank you for watching. It will just stop. But we are going to quickly go raid. And my bloody Stream Deck has decided to shit itself. So I will have to do this manually. So let's do this. I knew that had happened. Every time I'm like, let's go do a raid. Let's find people. Oh, Christ. Do you know what? If I've got to do this manually, can I do this the old way? Typical when I'm like, right, let's finish up the stream pretty sharpish. Stream Deck. Serious? Is that all who's on? Right, here we go. Tell you what, let's go for... Just seeing if there's anyone that I know that's... Do you know what? I'm going to do an easy one. Let's go for this guy, because we haven't raided him in ages. He's probably doing some talk show stuff. He is. He's doing old episodes of Blind Date, just to make us feel even older. We're going to go raid Spudgun. There you go. Talking of shitting itself, we've just watched the Great Mighty Pooh sequence. Oh, I love that game. I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to take a shit on you, was the actual lyrics of the song. So let's go raid. It's going to let me do this. Come on. Come on. Well, let me search. Here we go. I don't know why my stream deck has died, but here we go. That should do it. Folks, we are going to go raid Spud Gun. Hopefully that is now doing what it needs to do. If I close that, it's not going to... There you go. Thank you so much. So, from everyone here, thank you. We will wave, and that raid will go over as the end credits roll. As I always say, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, great afternoon, or great evening. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.